Where's Brett's head? Brett left me. He's there. He's there. Hey. It's just the side of your head. Susie, thank you so much for being the special baby of the stream today for the super early podcast extravaganza. Thanks for being here early. Thanks for being special. Brett, say something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Same thing.
For sure. Susie, I hope today you get, say a number.
What'd you say?
Say a number.
8.
I hope you get 8 loaves of bread delivered to your house, and you can make 27
sausages
and beef,
grilled cheese,
and you give all those sandwiches, sausage sandwiches to
the homeless dogs in your area.
That's what the true special baby does. So thanks for being here, early. Thanks for being special. Now kiss. And welcome in everybody else. Susie, that was an exclusive special gift just for you.
I did it?
Brett did it. Okay, let's get you on camera.
Yes, please.
Dude, why you look so dark? Why you gotta be so dark?
I don't know.
Okay. Right? Don't you look dark?
I don't know.
Dude. Okay. Brett's just darkness. Brett's just darkness. Ravioli. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I had to mute that. Sorry, this is the podcast. It's the VOD that's being saved right now. You guys are seeing it live or something.
Right.
Brett's just here. He's here for the good vibes and the good times.
He's chilling, baby.
I love how you can see the Luigi in the background. He's watching you. Freaking Luigi. Oh, yeah, let me turn up the game.
He's a spooky boy.
He's a El Spookum boy. Okay, I think we're good. So, yes, we're doing the podcast rather early today because good old Brett here is like, oh, I got a family. Oh, I got things I got to do, so I'm here early.
I mean, I'm kind of... It's just because I got something to do on Thursday this week.
No, it was convenient timing. It worked well. So here's what we're doing. We're doing the podcast first. We're starting the stream with it. Oh, I forgot to change the things up there. Amateur. I'll fix it next time. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan. So we're gonna do the podcast first, and then we'll do we'll play games and stuff. Yeah, as you can see up there, we will be reading chat in between all the madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, also let's say hi Susie, hope your day is going well.
Hello.
Gino, welcome in.
What
up Gino? Let me turn this down just a smidge. Lord Bale, welcome in, the great Lord Bale.
My lord.
Couldn't think of a better special baby. Strange World. Yes, did you see Strange World?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Family, who needs them? Get out of here, Brett.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have too much headroom? Hold on.
I'm leaving.
He's leaving on a jet plane. Puppy attack. Oh yeah, all commands are useless right now. But hi Spoon.
Hi Spoon.
Hi Spoon. Okay, I think we're good to go.
Ready?
All right, we're gonna start right now.
Here we go.
Bye.
Welcome to episode number 234 of the Keep Up Podcast.
Where if you're wearing glasses, clean them, because otherwise, how can you see our voices?
Oh,
Aw.
couldn't have said it better, Tim.
You know, it's sometimes you got to see what you hear.
I just hit every wrong button on the
Brett
computer.
has had nothing but trouble today.
All trouble.
All trouble.
Mhm.
Double, boil and bubbles.
Yeah.
Troubly doubly.
We are witches.
We are. 2 tickets to pay.
What a matchup.
What I know. That's
We
what
love
people have been asking for.
Who? What people?
Them.
What people is them?
This is us.
What's a fubbles?
Dude, it's fun bubbles, but I also put a hand and a shoe in it.
Hey, get that away from me.
Dude, touch my fubbles.
I don't want to.
Touch my fubbles. Oh, he
It's
touched
weird.
my fubbles.
It's really weird.
It's weird.
Hey, welcome to the Keep Up Podcast, where I'm Brett and Tim is Tim.
That's me.
We talk about all the things we consume, be it media or food.
Or sometimes
What else?
we talk about controversy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I'm gonna hit you hard right now.
Oh, you are?
Well, it's not really controversy.
Okay.
But, have you heard of this Twitch channel? Oh, I gotta pull up the name because I forgot about it.
Okay.
But it is a channel that is using AI to create new episodes of canceled or finished sitcoms.
No.
The current one they're doing right now is Seinfeld. And so
Oh.
they're what they do is they create this like AI algorithm that will just randomly grab words and stuff from the internet that they think that they would say in the show. Sorry, it's Porky Pig for a minute there. And then they use this. I don't know exactly what the like character models are and stuff. It kind of looks like PS1 level of graphics.
Okay.
But it has like 5 set scenes that you would see in the show, and then they would just spit out these random lines that the AI decides to pick and choose and create episodes. And they do this live stream all the time. Let me pull. I have the name right here. It's called Nothing, Forever. Nothing Forever is the channel.
Got it.
But the reason why it's controversial is yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the channel got banned because the AI grabbed transphobic jokes, and I guess Jerry said a bunch of terrible things.
Oh, yikes.
So they got banned from Twitch pretty quickly.
Yikes.
So super cool concept, super cool idea.
Yeah.
Grand example of how the internet destroys everything.
Yeah. Right.
Because at some point they must have found some corner of the internet, because they'll, you know how in the show he'll randomly do like his comedy routine.
Yeah.
So they did. It was one of those segments, and he
Oh.
just started doing a bunch of jokes that were not cool today.
That's so
Not cool, probably
weird.
ever, but
That's so weird. Like,
yeah,
so it was all AI?
all AI. So sometimes they would watch the show, and like if something was going weird or whatever, because the character models would like go in T poses and freeze. Like,
Yeah.
it was all just AI generated. So I don't know if the channel's live right now. I don't know like the current status of it.
Yeah.
But conceptually, that's crazy.
Yeah, it
that,
really
that
is.
they're creating new episodes to shows that are over.
Yeah.
Using AI.
Right.
I watched it for a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's like odd. Like it's almost feels like a modern day episode
That's very
to a degree.
weird.
I mean, you can tell it's AI. It's all like their robotic voices and stuff. But yeah, it was just I don't know. Do you think just in general, television is gonna go that way eventually? Where they will do like AI created episodes to keep shows alive?
I hope not.
It's such a weird level of entertainment that I just don't think like.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, I feel like everyone's just playing with AI just
Mhm.
to see like what it can do, and
And when did this start? Like AI,
I don't know.
there was always like a big thing like don't use AI,
I
don't
know.
get AI into the world because
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
destroy everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like within the past year or so is when it's been blowing up more. Like it started with that app that was generating profile pictures for
Yes.
everybody. And then I see a lot about like AI art
Mm-hmm.
outside of that application, where it's like people are using it for concept art, people are using it to like create I don't mean this as like an insult, but quote unquote original pieces.
Yes.
So like I've been reached out to by an artist, and they were like, can I create an original piece of AI art for you? And that sentence alone feels funny to me.
Right.
Because I don't really know how to categorize it yet. Like,
Right. It's like
you're feeding ideas into a machine, which I guess the ideas are the original piece.
but doesn't the art come from other artists? Isn't that what the AI art does? Is it takes like a bunch of different styles of art around the
It's
internet,
got it, right? Yeah.
and then form something from it?
Yeah.
Because it's like, can you be an AI artist? Is that a job? Like you can be an artist or an AI artist.
I don't know.
And I can see the implications of it. Like for me, who's not an artist, I'm
Yeah.
like, thick, I can make art with this.
Yeah.
However, I haven't done it. I don't care for it. And,
Yeah.
and it makes me like, I'd rather just hire an artist. I'd rather give them the
Right.
work.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of using it for like concept art, I think, is super sick.
Mhm.
Like, I've thought about it with like storyboarding an idea for a video, like
Yeah.
a music video or a
Mhm.
short story or something. It would be cool to be able to use something like that, like one of those generators, to set that whole thing up, so that I'm not having to use my like limited art skills.
Right.
You know,
I think that's a smart application for it. Put it in a work perspective.
Mhm.
And something that you don't necessarily need other artists for. Like you
Yeah.
can have concept artists and stuff, but
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the art. That's not how I meant to start that sentence. The idea of using it for like TV shows or to recreate and resurrect TV shows is like a fun idea in as like a novelty.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I can't imagine watching like a regular episode. But there's an intrigue there where it's like, oh, what's it going to create this week, and like how similar to Seinfeld will it be? Like, that aspect is really interesting and weird. I think the whole thing's very strange.
Yeah, it was bizarre, but again, I don't know where it is right now on the internet as far as, because they would live stream. I think they would do like 8-hour segments, so they'd stream for 8 hours, shut off for a while, and then start it up again.
Wow!
But it was always random, always new, you know, always just different.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought that was like kind of an interesting thing to see.
It is
in the world today.
I feel really removed from the whole AI thing because I haven't used it in any capacity really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's okay. We're not robots.
No.
We're not robots.
Not that we know of.
Not yet.
You know.
So how is your almost first full week? Oh no, it is first full week of non-working.
Today makes it a full week.
Yeah.
It's been weird, man. I don't know what day or what time it is ever.
Yeah.
There's not really, I have like, rather than a structured schedule every day, I have just a list of things I want to or need to get done. So they happen at random.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is not a bad thing, because you know, you have talked about it before where like work is such a hurdle to get over when it comes to like creation and doing things you want to do. Mm-hmm. So you were thrust into it without a plan.
Yeah.
You know, so it's I know for you, like not having the structure, not having a plan is a little tough. But I know, excuse me. Sorry, I got a burp. But I hope it was productive for you. It seems like you did a lot.
Oh yeah, it's been super productive. Like I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for what I'm going to do next. I applied to one place that I'm like super stoked at the potential for, but I haven't heard back yet. So
it's Nintendo, isn't it?
Oh man, I can't say.
Then I could say my brother works for Nintendo.
I can't say.
Okay. It's Nintendo, guys.
I can't say.
It's official.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I've just been doing what I always do when I have time off, like doing creative stuff, and I don't know. It's weird. Like I was saying to you earlier, the weirdest part is like, oh, what time is it? It's the middle of the day. Like I don't need to be anywhere or do anything. Like I have some things, like I need to be home this afternoon for when the kids get home from school. But other than that, I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Last night I stayed up way too late and played video games and watched movies.
Dude, living the dream.
I slept until like 8:30 or 9 today.
Slept in.
That's super late for me. That's super late for me. I've gone to the gym a bunch. Mm-hmm. I have like written some songs.
So really, you're improving yourself on a personal level.
Oh yeah,
you're doing everything.
Absolutely,
everything right.
Yeah, that's it. Making sure I'm taken care of. Everyone around me is taken care of. Dude. I streamed Silent Hill the other day.
Yep, that was fun.
You know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just like. Sometimes it's weird. It's weird when you get like and this kind of happened with COVID when things shut down.
Yeah.
Initially, I was, fortunate enough to work in a place where I was getting paid still. I was at home for like, and it ended up being like 6 months, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, this is what it would be like without like an occupational requirement.
Right.
And literally just like, what would I do with my life?
Yeah. What is life when there's no work? When you don't have to make money for a living.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I think a lot of people find and it makes sense, like you either find or take on a big piece of your identity based on what you do for work.
Yeah.
So when that's not there, it's kind of like, who am I? What do I do?
Who am I?
What is my value?
Oh my God, that's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, if I'm like a vigilante of some sort.
Yeah, dude, you could. You don't get paid well, but
like I said, I can't say anything about the job.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not until. But before we get too far removed from everything, where can they find us?
Oh man, I updated everything.
We got some new things.
It's so exciting. We do have some new things. So number one, we are right now streaming. It's oddly enough a Tuesday, which isn't typically the case, but
Tuesday afternoon.
Normally it'll be most Thursday nights. You can find us on Tim's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/collectionrevolution. You can watch us record the podcast live, and the VODs will now be up on YouTube every Friday as well, as the podcast being posted. Outside of that, you can find us at the Keep Up Podcast on everything. Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, it's all the same handle now. I was able to update that, so it's consistent.
Concise.
The other thing that we just updated before we started recording today is our Patreon.
Oh.
It's finally live enough for people to actually interact with us on there. We set up our Patreon, I think it was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we were going through the videos, and we've been trying to figure out a balance of what would be worth it for you guys and what we can actually keep up with. Because the thing that we, no pun intended, but I'll allow it. The thing that we suffered from was we set up all these goals and ideas, and then there were just life changes where we couldn't keep up with how much, no pun intended, but I'll allow it, with how much content we wanted to put out. Shout out to our most faithful patron, Sarah, who's been with us the whole time.
The whole time, through thick and thin.
Yeah, it literally says patron for 6 years when we look at the account, which is amazing.
So thank you for keeping us alive.
Absolutely. So we've updated the tiers. There are, I think we have 3. Yeah, we completed 3.
Yes.
We have a 4th tier that's about ready to launch, but we have to figure out a couple details on that before that one is officially.
Iron those out, if you will.
Exactly. I will. And there's a really old video. If you go there like quickly, you might be able to catch the oldest keep up video in existence. And it's just us talking about how we have a Patreon. We look completely different.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something.
So, actually, I think that one is patreon.com/keepup. So that's the only one that doesn't have podcast.
They'll know.
It's different.
Patreon, just type in the Keep Up, Patreon, Google, done.
I don't know. I did that earlier and it brought up a bunch of other weird stuff.
Right.
I know.
Well, we'll have the link somewhere.
Yeah, we'll put the link somewhere. It's probably in the description of the podcast.
Yeah.
But you can head over there. There are 3 tiers, like I said, currently. We have everything from, there's a bonus podcast. There's some merch you can get. Videos that we'll be uploading exclusively to Patreon, and we'll be starting to do that stuff this month. I think we should be able to get some new content on there.
Yeah. Shout out your names on the podcast too if you want to hear your name, and maybe I'll even add a little extra kiss at the end.
Oh, Tim's adding little kisses. And yeah, definitely shout outs. And there's also a way for you to get your voice on the podcast. And that can be done pretty easily. So check out the Patreon, patreon.com/keepup. We love you for considering it.
We love the idea of you guys loving the idea of us.
Yes.
Loving the idea of you.
Yeah.
Loving the idea of me.
And while I can't explain how, that actually did remind me. Let us know if you have anything you'd love to see on the Patreon as exclusives. And if you have any ideas for that. I'd love to reiterate what Tim just said, but there's just not possible.
No, that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Good thing we recorded it.
Good thing. No, it's deleted. Ready?
Why...
Think. Deleted.
Nope.
No, I see it deleted from the podcast.
Still there.
History.
Nope. History.
History.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I like that little run.
Sometimes I can run.
That was nice.
Like an egg. They call me Run Boy.
Do you like runny eggs?
Yeah.
Me too.
Dude.
Sop it up, the lifeblood of the egg.
Remember when we did the egg challenge and I chose hard boiled?
Yes.
And you did fried?
Over easy.
You did over easy.
Yeah. Do you regret your decision?
No. I still think hard boiled is the way to go.
That's crazy to me. That's so crazy. Actually, that challenge is brought up to me pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Like 3 days ago, a bunch of friends brought it up to me.
Really?
Like, remember when you ate a dozen eggs?
Yeah.
Like, I do remember that.
It was a good time.
Wasn't bad.
It was a little bad.
Yeah.
Once we got to the later eggs,
that was rough.
It was rough.
That's why I can't believe you did. I cannot believe that you did hard boiled. This doesn't make any sense.
Because hard boiled with the runny yolk, I feel like it would just get too like snotty. Like it would feel like you're like
no, dude. The hard yolks are that's insanity.
Nah, give me the dry yolks all day. No. Give me a little bit of water, mush.
Yeah. No water, mush.
Mush.
I guess maybe we should do it again and switch which kinds.
Who
won?
You did.
Yeah.
I think you beat me by like a couple minutes. It was close.
No.
But the hard boil was too like dry to get down quickly.
Yeah.
But we still ate it all.
You ate all 12?
I ate all 12.
Son of a gun.
Dude, I'm living that hard life.
Hard life.
Hard life. Speaking of hard loof.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
I have a little tiny baby thing in TV if you want to go there.
Okay.
Doink.
All right, let's get caught up. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's a podcast o'clock.
Can we make, let's see. I have a brother. Of the two of us, I'm the one who should heck off. What? That breaks my heart. Lord Bailey, you shouldn't heck off.
No, don't.
Can we make an AI generated episode of the Keep Up?
That'd be kind of tight.
Maybe if you just feed it transcripts of your episodes to be saved. I wonder how that technology works.
I know.
I don't really get it.
We just show it one of these videos,
Yeah,
and see what it makes.
Here's my hot take: AI art is not art. Art is created organically, not by a machine.
Yeah, that's an arguable point.
I think that's a fair take. It is tough. It is tough to justify the existence, especially considering what it takes away from other artists.
Sure.
I think it boils down to what you think creativity means.
Yeah.
We interpret art, we process it, express it with a unique perspective. Whether a computer is capable of doing the same is yet to be known. If it's something I've seen, I've been fascinated by for years.
Yeah.
It is pretty wild. I mean, even if you look at like NFTs and stuff, it's just kind of like a weird level of art that like people like. Is art something you pay for? Is it something you create? Like, what ultimately is art?
Yeah, I remember seeing, I think it was last year sometime, a label actually signed an AI artist.
Weird.
Yeah, and it was a rapper, the beat and the verses were AI generated, and it had a feature from like a huge artist.
Crazy.
And while I don't think that's going to be a regular thing, a lot of people started flipping out, which I get, because it's like, in the same way you can see like a painting that takes someone hours, days, weeks, who knows, to complete, you can see it done digitally in 30 seconds.
Right.
If they're like, who's getting paid for the AI artist to exist? And I don't know, it's just very weird.
Who's like, is it the technology, like the company that makes it, like who, because the robot doesn't make, or the AI doesn't make money.
Right. They don't exist.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It's super lame. Super, not lame, super interesting.
Potentially lame.
Right. Something that sadly polluted the internet is AI colorizations of black and white films, and to me, this is sacrilegious and just an extension of the same kind of artistic vandalism that Ted Turner and his ilk popularized in the 1980s. Yeah, when films are colorized, that's kind of weird. Like sometimes it looks good, but I don't know if I have a stake on either end of it.
Sure, yeah.
These AI colorizations look horrible and, dare I say, worse than the 1980s product. And if your first experience with a film from the classic era is via colorized version, I pity you.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think when you start to see AI coming into whatever field you're either in or care about the most is when you're like, okay, I think my opinion on AI is starting to form. Like, it was seeing it in a music capacity, I was like, oh, I have to kind of think about this. I don't know how I feel about it, but at the same time, I have like no control over it. So yeah, I don't know, but I definitely get the film thing. That's some colorized classics I've seen, and I'm like, this looks really good, and others I've seen, I'm like, they should have just left it as is.
Right. You like, there's no need for the color. If it was in black and white, you can watch a movie in black and white. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. AI art's weird. It's. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still on the fence. The only way I eat eggs is scrambled hard. Head of Sega. That's what he is.
Oh, I wish.
Runny yolk. Susie gets it. Oh my god, I remember that. It was a mess. What, the AI artist, the music? I think that's what she was referring to, right? I hope.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Did you listen to any of the songs it made?
I did listen to it, and it just sounded like a run-of-the-mill, like, popular rapper.
Nothing great.
No, I mean, it sounded very standard, but the hype around it was because it was an AI artist, which is like, that's equally as frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like, there's hype around it for it not being a real person. So I don't know. I think with anything, you just gotta like take it for what it is. And the AI rapper, it fell through pretty quickly. Yeah, like it didn't have any long staying power. I think a lot of things like this come through and people get all hyped up about it one way or the other, but they're not as, can't say this for everything, but a lot of things like that are just a novelty moment in pop culture and they don't stick around.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
just
like,
oh, that's a thing. Yeah. And then it's gone.
Yeah. And it's not really a threat. So some of it remains to be seen, but especially with music, well, with all art, like so much of the landscape has changed. But I don't think you can take the human element completely away from a lot of things, especially art. Just my take.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a good take.
Thanks, man. You got anything in TV?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, guys, we'll be right back to the chat.
To the chat, or the podcast.
To that podcast.
But.
This is kind of a repeat, so I feel I feel bad.
Dude, why are you repeating?
I don't actually feel bad. I was gonna tell you this alone, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna say this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yep.
I only have one episode left, but I watched the second to last the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdest and most boring episode with maybe the coolest monster so far.
Oh.
So it was a real weird roller coaster. It takes place in the 70s, and in concept, I thought it was really cool because it's essentially about this really well-known, I don't even remember what he actually is, but he's just a really well-known person.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really know where he got his fortune. He used to be on everyone's radar, and then he kind of fell off and went into hiding. And these 5 artists in different realms of creativity who are like at the peak of their craft get invited to this guy's like secret weird mansion to be shown something. It's called The Viewing, I believe. And the majority of the episode is them sitting in a circle, the artists who are invited there. And there's like a novelist, there's a music producer, so it's all, like I said, all different realms. And this guy invites them there because he likes to work with and interact with the people who are at the peak of their craft. So the majority of the episodes, them sitting in a circle, like doing drugs and talking. I forget if I said, but it's in the 70s. It feels very 70s. All the lighting, obviously like the costuming and the decor, like everything looks great. The music, that plays a big part of it. And normally something like this I could get into. Like it almost has the setup to be like a Tarantino kind of conversation where it's literally just people talking for a while. But the script is kind of whack. And like the acting, some of the acting is bad. Like not
all of it, just some.
Yeah, not all of it.
Okay.
But yeah, some of it. There are a couple characters in particular where I'm like, ugh, this is not landing for me.
Yeah.
So that was weird. Eric Andre's in it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Is it more of a comedy?
Not
really.
No, it's one of the less comedic ones, but it has like chuckle-worthy moments.
Yeah.
There's one character who's written to be like joking more, like in a flippant way, like he's making fun of some of the other people, but his lines are just like so cheeseball. And it felt weird because every episode of this series has felt like such a high tier production to me.
Yeah. Where that one just feels so out of place.
Yeah, it kind of fell flat for me. But then in the last, like, so there's every episode has some crazy like twist or monster or whatever. The monster in this one is pretty next level, and there's some really cool effects, like 80s style, like bodies melting, like it takes a crazy turn, and you kind of don't know where it's going to come from. So that was that all that to say that the show overall has just been like a crazy roller coaster. Because like I said last time, that one that was I forget what it was called, I don't know, but the episode with the paintings and that freaking actor that I can't remember his name. Anyways, listen to the last episode of the Keep Up podcast to find out what Brett's talking about.
Yeah.
All of the episodes have been really good in their own right, but a really roller coaster kind of vibe with genres. And now I'm like, oh, this one I don't know if I would revisit. Like, I would fast forward to the parts that were really cool graphically and effects and the costumes, like all that was dope.
Yeah, you have a high chance of that happening with it being different directors, different takes, different stories.
Yeah.
Not all of them will land.
Yeah.
Probably, statistically speaking.
Yeah.
But I still want to sit through them all.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say skip it or anything like that. I'm just reporting back as I watch them. And, there's a couple in I think the third episode, that the autopsy.
Yeah.
And I really liked the first one too. And so I'm really excited to see how it ends. I don't know. There's something about like, oh, what's the last one they put in the series, you know? So that is it. I don't think I watched anything else.
I haven't been watching much. Last of Us.
Yeah, there's 2 episodes I haven't seen now.
And this week's episode's coming out Friday because Super Bowl is Sunday. So
it is?
Yeah. I know. What?
That's weird.
That's
I didn't
Super
realize
Bowl?
that. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, if you're looking for your...
There's going to be 3?
It's going to be 3 by Friday. You got time.
How many episodes are in this season, do we know?
I haven't looked it up, so if we do know, I don't.
I heard the last one, either 3 or 4, was only like 45 minutes long versus like the hour and a half that we've been getting.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad about, but I don't need a movie every week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's fine to start it out that way, but
right.
it's fine. And since we're in TV,
Yeah.
I finally deleted probably one of our longest standing notes in television.
Which was what?
What was the name of the show? What If? Marvel's What
Marvel's
If.
What If.
Yeah. Because I was mostly waiting for you to finish.
Yeah.
But at this point, like, it's so just whatever. It was.
That is funny.
I can't recall if I ever even talked about it. But I think it's cool. It's cool concept. They're doing a second season. Like it'll come back. I think ultimately I would have preferred if it was live action.
Really?
With these characters, but I know how like difficult and impossible it would be for the most part.
Yeah, I mean
the characters it brings back and like
some of them would have been massive productions.
Yeah.
But I mean, the animation's no joke either.
It looks good.
I liked seeing the different styles of animation and bringing some of the live action actors to an animated style. Like, I did enjoy that. Yeah, I still have 2 episodes left. Which is so silly.
Those I think are like the biggest reason to watch all of it. But
I tried to watch it the other day, and I've just come to terms with like I thought my kids were gonna want to watch it.
Yeah.
But they just every time I bring it up, they're like, eh. So I guess I'm not gonna.
Dude, it's just for you.
I'm just gonna watch it when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring to light that sometimes we have notes for a very long time.
Yeah, that one's probably going on a year.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I saw you deleted some game notes too. You had a couple
old ones.
Yeah. You had what was it, Creeks or something?
Oh, Creeks, I did. Yeah.
And some other ones, but
well, yeah, and then I had Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on there,
yeah.
which I was going to talk about freshly after I had just finished them. I don't know how I never did.
I think you talked about. Maybe you just talked to me about it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't either.
That's why I was like, this isn't going to be a fresh, exciting topic. Like, I don't.
Yeah, so it's just funny because sometimes we, we forget to talk about things.
I know.
That's the idea of keeping up.
It can they do it?
Can they do it?
Nope. You just reminded me that I watched a huge movie the other day.
Oh,
I mean, we are talking massive.
Well, let's go to movies.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay.
Susie
agrees.
Oh, hey,
we're caught up.
Cool.
Easy peasy.
Oh, Nightbot said, if you feel like sending Tim a Widow.
Dude, you almost made me spit my water out.
Got him.
Freaking Nightbot.
Got him, Widow Spitz.
All right. Little Spitz?
Yeah, that's your rap name, Will Spitz.
Will?
Yo, it's your boy, Lil Spitz.
You watch the Grammys?
I did not.
Do you care for the Grammys?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not until they invite me.
Well, you kind of have to care about the Grammys right now.
Why?
Because you're working with a high quality, important. Well, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do that. That's good.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
Well, I guess we're good to go.
We're gonna go into the movies.
The movies.
Have you seen Black Panther yet?
No.
I watched it.
And
I liked it.
Okay.
That's really good.
That's what I expect.
Yeah.
I expect it to be good.
I guess I get why. I was nervous because the response that I was getting from people was largely like, yeah, it's good. And that felt underwhelming compared to other Marvel premieres, as well as what I expected from this movie in particular.
Yes. This movie has a massive hole to fill.
Yes.
You know, in the sense of like the story and, you know, obviously Chadwick Boseman and all that stuff. Like this movie is a crazy thing that exists.
It is, yeah. And like I'm trying to think. So one thing that was really interesting regarding that is the way that the movie is kind of bridges reality, because they do. I don't think this is much of a spoiler. This can be expected, but they. They're memorializing Chad Boseman in the movie, and watching it, you're like, oh man, like it's so heavy to watch because the actors must only barely be acting. You know what I mean? Like they're actually mourning his loss, and it's so wild. So that being said, the movie does have a ton of really heavy drama.
Yeah.
There's an opposing nation in it, in the movie that I think is so cool. Their origin is super cool. And just the introduction of them as as a force within the MCU.
Mhm.
Super rad. There are a lot of cool, a lot of really powerful themes in regards to what anger and mourning can do to someone and what it means to actually triumph over those things, how it can impact you as a person, just different perspectives of people's mourning process. And the performances are amazing. Tons of drama. Did I say that, or did I just think it really hard?
No,
yeah.
there's a lot of drama.
There is, because that's what a lot of it is. It's a very emotional movie.
Yeah.
I think the action scenes are really cool,
Mhm.
but it felt like it took a back seat to how emotional everything was.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
considering what it's about and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. And I thought the conclusion was really powerful. And I really didn't hear much about it at all. Like, I barely knew what I was getting into when I watched it, other than the curiosity of, like, how are they going to play this? So, yeah, I would say it was really good. I guess I'd give it, I don't know, nobody asked, but I guess I'd give it like probably a 7 or 8. Like, I think it's a really well done movie.
Yeah.
Performances are incredible. They set up some really interesting things for the MCU. And there was one other thing. Oh, the soundtrack, the score is so sick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just
like
unbelievable. That. Like, it's got this like tribal intensity to it.
Mhm.
And I loved the first Black Panther soundtrack, and the score were both great, but this one just has, I don't know, it's just got textures to it that are so, it just stands out.
Mhm.
So that was a really cool aspect. It's long. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I was gonna say I recall seeing it was a pretty lengthy movie,
and they do a lot. I mean, with what they have to tackle as far as T'Challa being gone, and then setting up the story of the antagonists in the movie. It's like there's a whole history there, and a lot of like world politics discussed about how the world is viewing Wakanda, and so all that stuff's really interesting as well. But it's really good. It's on Disney Plus now. There was one other thing I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't know where you were gonna go with it, but I do plan on seeing it because I know it's gonna be good. Like at the very least,
really
like,
good,
an enjoyable watch.
Mm-hmm. It really is. Oh, it's so dark visually. Like, there are multiple scenes where I like adjusted I meant to look this up to see if it's like something other people noticed as well, but I had to like adjust my screen, and like I could not see. There were like 4 scenes that it was so dark. I couldn't see anything. I don't know. Like, maybe it felt different in theaters, but I was like having trouble seeing characters for long enough where it felt weird, you know? Where I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be a dark scene and then maybe it would lighten up, but it just never did. So, yeah, that was a weird portion of it. But.
Yeah, because Game of Thrones had that problem for one episode in particular, where the whole episode was supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
But it was like too dark.
Oh, interesting.
But you're saying the whole movie was like that?
No. It's just anytime there was a dimly lit scene.
Yeah.
And some of them made sense. I mean, you're outdoors or you're deep underwater.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not even like movie dark. It's borderline pitch black, where like you're not sure if you're seeing the outline of someone or not. So it's like a little bit confusing. Yeah, it's very strange. Very strange. But I don't know, that's a minor detail. Overall, very good. If you're an MCU fan, I definitely recommend it. It's a good movie. And I don't know if I said this, there's a lot of drama.
There's a lot of drama from what I hear.
But yeah, definitely get on that. It's good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because like you said, I didn't hear like a ton of people talking about it.
No.
Kind of came and went. There was a lot of secrecy around it.
Yeah.
Because people didn't want to spoil like if there was a new Black Panther, who it is, if there is one, like and then it came out, and I think I saw some people talking about it, and then kind of just faded away.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that's really crazy about it is how much of us what would you say, like, what a side seat the whole concept of Black Panther seems to take to the entire story. It's in there, and it's definitely an important piece, but it's like barely the focus at all. So.
It seems like this movie would be all about world building.
Yeah,
it is focusing on like building up different characters and which is fine. I'll take that. That's why I liked Eternals so much.
Yeah,
because it was just building this whole crazy universe for us.
It almost feels, the movies are completely different, but it almost feels comparable to that,
Mm-hmm.
in the way that it feels. You're meeting a lot of new characters and definitely setting a lot up while still being its own story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good watch.
Cool.
It is cool.
I'm gonna watch it.
Did you watch any other movies?
I watched some good movies.
What it is?
Let's start with let's start with the better of the two.
Okay.
Not meaning that the other one's not as good, but
Oh, really?
I saw two.
The sequel.
The sequel.
Wow.
No, I saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
What?
holy crap, balls on a sandwich. This movie took me to a plane of existence that I didn't know was possible with an animated movie.
What?
It's so good.
Why?
It's just amazing. I compare it to Into the Spider-Verse level of like animation, storytelling, characters. Like it's
that good.
It's that good. It's like the ultimate animated film. Not one of my favorites, but top 10 for sure.
How can that be?
How can that be? I'm asking myself every morning when I wake up. How is Puss in Boots this good?
Okay.
It's amazing.
All
It's
right.
just amazing. So I started off with watching the original movie because I've never seen the original.
I was gonna say I don't think I have a history with this character, so
Yeah, he showed up in Shrek. I think
Yep.
Shrek 2.
yeah,
And he's popular fairy tale character, I guess.
yeah.
It's like a swashbuckling cat
A swashbuckling cat.
in boots.
Yeah,
So
in
I didn't know anything about his story.
Yeah.
So I decided to watch the first movie because I planned a movie night to watch that, and the other movie we'll talk about, Strange World.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll watch the first movie just to like get me more acquainted.
Sure.
First movie's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's an enjoyable joyride. It's very action focused.
Yep.
And he's flinging around, and there's some deceit. It's kind of like a heist movie.
Oh.
So yeah, first one, highly recommend. Really
DreamWorks?
fun. DreamWorks, yeah.
Cool.
A spin-off of Shrek.
Right.
So yeah, first one,
Right.
Recommend. Cool story. Thought it was fun. Good for
Right.
the family.
Right.
Now
My
this
family?
all families.
Which family?
This family. But Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw up just thinking about it.
Why is it so good?
So I could start off right off the bat. This movie feels like Shadow of the Colossus. If that makes any sense.
I will
'Cause
go home and watch it right
You
now.
should. I was thinking of you at the beginning.
Okay.
Because Puss fights this giant colossi creature, and it's literally like a boss fight. He's like climbing up them and stuff, and it's crazy. It seems really inspired by it, which is really dope. But yeah, the animation has this crazy, unique, stylized aspect to it,
Okay.
which again is very much like Into the Spider-Verse, where it's kind of like
Right.
choppy and comic booky.
Where'd you watch it?
I watched it everywhere.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it's available on YouTube for $30. You can buy
$30.
it. You gotta buy it, Brett.
I'm never giving YouTube $30 for anything.
I legit think it's worth it.
All right. I mean, I might take your recommendation.
It's really, but yeah, the things that they do with these characters are just so like they go through so much
Yeah.
as far as like the overall story. But the premise for this, if anybody doesn't know, Puss in Boots has gone through 8 of his 9 lives, and he's coming to terms with his mortality.
Oh, that's
so
pretty heavy.
It's
actually.
super. This whole movie's super heavy.
Dang.
So he decides to give up being Puss in Boots and live a retired life, but something crazy happens, causing him to realize that, hey, maybe I can get my lives back. And so he's on the search for the last wish.
Wow.
But it is just it's so many different genres. Like I laughed, I cried, the action was seriously like on par with John Wick level of like just crazy.
Was it like the Sea Beast, where you were like
Yes.
shocked by the
Yeah,
action?
and I think that was it because my expectations weren't like super high for it,
Yeah.
but it blew me away with
Wow.
just everything. The mature storytelling.
Yeah.
Again, the animation is like it's so lovely.
It's so
It's
lovely.
so lovely. But I do recommend watching the first movie so
Okay.
you have kind of a stronger connection with certain characters
Sure.
because there are characters that come back.
So this is only a sequel.
There's only a sequel.
Okay.
But yeah, it just I love it when animated movies treat kids with respect.
Yeah.
And this movie definitely like it gives all kids like there are real problems out in the
Yeah.
world, and people have anxieties and fear and stuff like
Right.
this, and it's okay
Yeah.
to feel that stuff.
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day because we were looking through on Amazon.
Mhm.
Anyone who has kids now that are like maybe just under 10 or a little over, Amazon right now has a collection of shows, like kids shows,
Mhm.
that my kids used to watch. And it's so funny going through them because they were feeling nostalgic for
Mhm.
all the stuff they had. Like,
Weird.
you would know, they had like, do you remember Tayo?
Oh yeah.
Tayo, Tayo. So there's Tayo. There was
Oh my god.
Blaze and the Monster Machine.
Classic.
Doc McStuffins.
Yeah.
We were trying to remember. Do you remember Jungle Junction?
Yeah. At the Jungle Junction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sing that all the time.
I sing Tayo all the time. Bubble Guppies is on there.
Yep,
Oh, I was just
classic.
shaking the whole desk. Sorry
Dude,
for the YouTube
You
viewers.
ruined it.
So it got me thinking because we were talking about all of the shows and the movies they used to watch, and obviously some of those are like Tayo's literally like Wheels on the Bus level.
Yeah.
So it's like teaching kids, but then there are movies that are like kids movies,
Mhm.
and the writing is so like surface level. And then there's a movie like The Sea Beast
Mhm.
where it's like, wow, this is a legit like movie with conflicts and cultures and like
Yes.
their emotions and all that stuff. And it's like, I love that stuff because not only do I love it,
Mhm.
but like you said, I like kids to be able to experience those complex emotions in a way that's like not, you don't have to be watching like The Godfather or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can see something in an animated form with I don't want to say safe sounds lame, but like a safe story for kids, but it still has all these complexities of life
Yeah.
and different characters. So that's really cool. I love that too. I think that's why it stands out to me in animation
Mhm.
is it feels like, and that's why Pixar has always been so successful too.
Right. Because they have really like mature topics they talk
Yeah.
about and aren't afraid.
Right.
Yeah, so Puss in Boots, I mean, just delivers on all fronts. It honestly has one of my favorite animated scenes I've seen in a movie because
Really?
I felt it in real life. And there's one point where Puss gets like scared, and so they do a zoom in on his fur all lifting up across his body because
Yeah.
he's like nervous, and I got goosebumps because I was like, because they make this like little static sticking noise,
Oh
like
my gosh.
it's animated so well, and the villain he's up against is like one of the coolest I've ever seen.
I can't wait to watch
I
these.
can't
I'm so
I
excited.
can't recommend this movie enough. And the first one's great, but the second one is like Dark Knight. It's like Batman Begins to Dark Knight.
That's amazing. I love
I'm
that
comparing it to
comparison.
the best things I've ever seen because it literally has it all.
Wow.
I can't recommend it enough.
Okay, can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, I think you and the kids will love it, and Rachel's mom and dad and your cats, and show it to everyone.
Cats will love it.
Show it to your friends, your enemies.
Tommy Boy only likes Godzilla movies, actually.
Well, there's a couple cats in these movies.
Okay,
so,
well, maybe they'll watch it.
yeah.
He gets jealous.
He gets jealous.
Jealous.
But yes, it's currently still in theaters. But
Oh, it is.
also you can buy it on YouTube.
What the heck's Viking Wolven?
Dude, you never
It's
watched
called Viking Wolf.
Viking Wolf? That is literally your life.
Okay, there's a movie on Netflix right now called Viking Wolf.
Viking Wolf.
Does it have a 5.3? Yeah. Do I
But-
still want to watch it?
Yeah. But the other movie I saw to get away from the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To another movie that honestly very much surprised me as well.
Yeah.
Strange World.
Yes. Yeah.
The Disney movie, in my opinion, that time will forget.
It feels like a dark age of Disney.
It feels like a
film.
dark age
Yeah.
of Disney film.
It's just out. It should be huge.
It should be huge, but it is not.
Yeah.
It had a simultaneous theater and Disney Plus release.
Yeah.
Absolutely bombed. I think it made less. I don't think it broke even. In the worldwide market,
Mm.
which is rather unfortunate because
Yeah.
this movie's really good.
Is it?
Yeah,
It looked like it was going to be.
Yeah.
Was it you and I that were talking about this, or was there? It might have been something I was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about how, like, for some reason, this kind of like sci-fi concept doesn't land with. Oh yeah, because the movies that that came to mind or came up in the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this will remind you, but it was like, Atlantis.
Yeah. Treasure Planet. I
Treasure
imagine,
Planet. Yeah, exactly. Those
Yeah.
movies that if you go back and watch them, they're incredible.
Mhm.
But they're hidden gems. They didn't do well.
Yep. Disney, like, why is that? Because Disney's
I
not.
don't know.
I don't think it's primarily like any specific type of audience. Maybe more towards girls initially because they had a bunch of princess movies, but you know, you have Aladdin, you have Hercules, you have
Yeah.
like you have all these movies, and then as time goes on, like again, they didn't have specific like boys to girls movies or anything.
No.
But why do certain ones? Because you're right, it's like the sci-fi,
Right.
mostly just the sci-fi Disney movies that don't
Right.
do well.
I wish I could remember what that conversation was, because as they were listening to the movies, I was like, oh yeah, you're right. And even like, but did Lightyear do well?
I don't know actually,
Because I know, I mean, that's tied to.
but that's Pixar, which I think is
Yeah,
different. Because
That's true, and it's already tied to Toy Story.
yeah,
But that one felt similar, where it was like, I loved that movie.
Mhm.
I thought it was great.
Yep.
And this one feels the same. Where Strange World, I don't know a lot about it, which is why I was excited about it. The trailer was madness.
Yes.
So I was like, all right. I
and
can't
the
wait to see
movie is constantly making you double guess everything.
this. Really?
Very much every like. I would say, I mean, this is probably a rough estimate, but like every 20 minutes, it twists something on you, and you're like, oh,
Interesting.
like
like that.
it is very strange.
Yeah.
You know, the art's incredible. It's very much, it feels like a Willy Wonka fantasy land,
Oh,
where it's just
cool.
like, oh, what's this squishy thing? Do
That-
they eat it? Do they play
right.
with it?
Yeah.
It really taps into your imagination of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is this. If I created an alien world, this is
Mhm.
what it would look like.
It looked like one of those like, hey, we created this universe where anything goes.
Yes.
So, and that makes me excited, because you never know what to expect. I
Right.
like that.
And that's the joy of the movie.
Yeah.
One of the big perks, standout moments, or maybe just like a sign of the times.
Yeah.
But there is a character, the son of our main character we follow,
Uh-huh.
and they absolutely normalize him being having a crush on another dude,
Uh-huh.
another kid at that point. And I haven't seen that in a Disney movie yet. Where
Yeah, I
like,
guess we have.
but nobody gets like mad about it. It's not like an awkward thing. It's just like completely part of the story.
It's just a thing.
It's just normalized.
Mm.
And I think that's pretty cool, where
Mm.
Disney's like not afraid to make these things where you know, you look at every other Disney movie, it's always a boy having a crush on a girl,
Sure.
or whatever. So
I feel like they've been doing. I guess we haven't seen that though.
we haven't seen it like, I don't think like actively a part of the movie.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that
it's yeah.
like
yeah.
it's an actual part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not something where like he has to overcome the fears of people of him being gay or whatever. That's just like
Right.
part
Right.
of it. It's just a normal
Yeah,
part of
that's
it.
not the story.
Right. It's just like a normal part of it. So that's
I'm
cool.
thinking of a different show that does a similar thing, and it did stick out to me. I was like, oh, cool. That's that person's experience.
Yes.
It's not the entire storyline.
Right.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like, it was a cool aspect to notice, because I think we're getting to the point where eventually we won't even think anything of it, you know?
Mhm.
It'll just be just like everything else.
What happened?
That's a subscription.
Holy crap.
It was so loud.
Tim's getting crazy.
Thanks, Ghost.
Yeah.
We just heard like loud music. We're like, huh?
Yeah, where's it coming from? The movie's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the movie, it's, again, I think people are gonna forget about it, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
it's great. The cast is fun.
I don't know why I felt like I knew that was gonna happen. Like, what about this movie?
Because it barely had any promotion.
Mhm.
Like it came out in November.
Mhm.
Again, on Disney Plus the same day, apparently.
Yeah.
So it's been around.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it just like didn't seem
So
interesting.
weird.
Because like the other ones, I don't know. Because like I would argue, what was that one with the Monster Brothers? You know,
The Monster Brother.
yeah, the
This is probably proving whatever point you're about to make.
it was on Disney Plus. It was about the two brothers trying to go look for their
Oh, Onward?
Onward. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Onward felt like one that should have been
Yeah.
like
I love that
Strange
movie
World.
so
Yeah,
much.
Onward hit close to home. I like
Yeah.
that one. But that one felt like it should have been one of those that was forgotten. And,
Yeah.
and maybe it was. I mean, I don't know how much people really talk about it.
I know, I guess I'm a bad judge of it because I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much it's like people.
Yeah, I don't remember the impact it had.
Yeah.
Because Soul came out the same year.
So I was gonna say this. I feel like this is something that has been since Soul came out, like
Yeah.
since Disney Plus, releases have been happening.
Mhm.
It's like I don't know if they have the same impact as when they were only coming out in theaters. I don't know if it's directly related because
Mhm.
Strange World also had a theatrical release. So
Yes. Yep.
I don't know, man. That's weird.
I don't know the story of why things do well, but
Yeah.
it's a shame when they're good and they don't
Yeah.
do great.
And this one they didn't. Yeah.
They didn't hit it. So I mean, where it ends off, we don't necessarily need a sequel.
Yeah.
It makes me sad that we probably won't get one,
Yeah.
if there was one, because again, I like the characters, the world they created, like all this stuff is really cool.
Yeah.
Very similar to Treasure Planet and Atlantis.
Yeah.
Although Atlantis did get a sequel, but it was like direct to VHS.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that even existed.
Yeah, I mean, even if like Treasure Planet got one, even if it sucked, it'd be cool to have it.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ultimately, I just want to bring awareness to this movie because I don't think people are going to give it a fair shake.
Yeah.
You know, unless you have kids. You know, it's one of those. It's like, hey, let's watch the newest Disney movie, but not much promotion. I mean, even merch that we were looking some up. There's not a ton for
Weird.
it. I don't know if Disney didn't think it was going to do well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it was a treat. It was a treat all the way through. Got that Disney charm. Fun story. Again, lots of twists and turns.
Yeah.
Not so much like betrayals, twists and turns, but just like, oh, that's a new element.
Right,
I
right.
didn't expect that.
Yeah.
It truly is a strange world.
Wow.
But yeah, please go watch it. I'm not,
will.
I'm not being paid by Disney, but
You've convinced me.
I recommend it because I don't want it to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Not like the dark age of
Oh
Disney.
my gosh. Did you ever finish that? Did you ever watch Dinosaur?
Still have to watch Dinosaur.
Wow.
I know.
It's the darkest age.
That's a tough
Darkest
one,
age,
man.
yeah.
That's a tough one.
I guess so.
But that's all I had in movies.
What else do you have?
We can go into video games.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Doink. Ghost! Thank you so much for subscribing. Foot cam! There you go. I don't know if you're still here, but I have the feet. As far as Disney sci-fi movies have flopped and no one ever talks about is their 1979 response to Star Wars. The Black Hole was the first PG film and had a great cast with who? Yvette Maximum
Yvette Momo?
Mamu?
It's my guess. I don't know if that's how
Okay.
you say it.
Ernest, Anthony, and Maximilian. Man, I want my name to be Maximilian.
Same.
The visuals are compelling, and the score by John Barry is fantastic and contain one of the first extended-length computer animated segments. It's on Disney Plus, and I never heard of that movie. That's
Me
crazy.
neither. Yeah, that's really crazy.
So when did that come out? 1980 or 1979? Response to Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Yeah, me too. Didn't know it existed.
Because when I think of like Disney and like computer animation, I think of Tron. Have you ever seen the original Tron?
Yes.
Because that's got some pretty wild segments.
Yeah, it really does.
It's not the most interesting movie. Like,
no,
it's,
but still impressive in its
yeah,
own right.
it's still cool.
Mhm.
But I wanna check out Black Hole because I mean, to your point, I never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine it's animated, right? First PG film. Yeah, I doubt it's animated because I probably know about it.
Yeah.
There's a bigger chance because I haven't seen a lot of live action Disney stuff, like some, but
Yeah.
that sounds sick though.
Yeah.
And Ghost, you're welcome for the feet. All right, let's wrap this bad Larry up.
Let's go. Oh yeah, did you beat Ghost Song?
I did.
Oh.
I did beat Ghost Song,
You like
and
E?
I did like it.
Yeah, cool.
You brought it up. I think when I talked to you about it multiple times,
Yeah.
you said it gets better after like the second part because our big concern was the tedium of bringing that part to the ship because you
Oh.
can't save, you can't or you can save, you can't fast travel,
Right.
and some of the parts were really far away from the ship,
Mhm.
or at least what it felt like. But there's a specific upgrade, in my opinion, that changes the whole game.
Which one?
The wall bounce.
Yes.
You can go everywhere. After
Yeah.
that.
All of
You know,
those.
with the double jump, you can get pretty far. But yeah, that wall bounce, game changer.
Mhm.
Yeah, the second I got that, I was like, oh, I can actually play.
Yeah. Right.
I
know.
really so that game it's a tough initial curve. Not even like it's a difficulty curve, but it's just like you're building up your stuff that you're kind of used to
Yeah.
having in Metroidvanias.
Right.
So it takes a little longer to get to the
Mhm.
good stuff. But I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I think it was a great playthrough. Did you find the place way up in the right hand corner
Yes.
to get like the alternate ending?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
You did too.
I did too,
Yeah.
yeah, that game that was cool.
It's pretty cool. It just kept going.
It just
I was
kept
like, oh,
yeah.
I can go up here.
Yeah.
And up here.
farther.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then you get like extra jumps later on and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Did you find the secret person in the elevator?
Yes.
The weird head girl.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that game had some creepy visuals.
It really did. Yeah, it was very eerie, sci-fi, like
Mhm.
alien world-esque.
Yeah.
Some were creepier than I anticipated. Like some
Mhm.
were just like skeleton-looking robots, and it's like, okay, that's kind of creepy. But then there'd be like, you know, a lone head in a pile of flowers. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, that's
What am I
really
looking at
uncomfortable.
here?
Yeah. So good. I'm glad you finished it. I thought it
Yes.
was worth the play.
Yeah, I've been trying. I have this, as usual, freaking list all over the place. I have a ton of games that I've started and never finished.
Yeah.
So I tried to compile the ultimate list, and I want to clear all of it.
Ooh.
So what that means sadly is I've been playing a ton of garbage.
Oh no.
So I finished Superman 64.
Oh, I saw some clips from that.
Absolute trash.
Yeah.
That game is like the devil's lettuce of devil lettuce.
I can't.
And if that makes sense to you, then you should play that game. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it lives up to the stories.
Yeah.
It's broken, it's janky. The best part were the rings, which is like one of the most notorious parts that people hate. But
It's just like Star Fox flying through rings, right?
yeah, but terrible.
But bad.
Because the whole area is full of fog, so you can barely see like 2 feet in front of you. You can barely see the next ring. But there's so many of them. That's the problem. Is like the levels are 5 segments of rings, and every time you like finish a segment, you do like, oh, save this citizen, oh, blow up this car. Like you do little challenges.
Yeah.
In between the rings. But then when you get to a level,
Yeah.
it's a mess.
How did they get away with creating this game?
I know there's like YouTube documentaries about it where people are like, this is the story of how Titus destroyed Superman and stuff.
Wow.
And I don't know. I gotta look up the story because it is atrocious.
Yeah.
Not even Sonic music.
I never see it coming anymore.
I always remember around video games because
Yeah.
Sonic's video game, but I want to do them earlier. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
But anyways, yeah, Superman 64 is not worth the 2 cents
Yeah.
that it's worth currently.
Is it worth anything?
It's worth nothing.
Yeah.
It's not fun to stream. It's not fun to make fun of.
It has no merit.
It has nothing.
None
going for it.
whatsoever.
Yeah, it was just a garbage fire. I think the best part of the game is the laughing at it, is seeing how bad it is.
It's the mosquito of the N64.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I've just been playing a bunch of bad games.
Yeah.
But I've played some good ones too.
Okay.
And this one wasn't on the backlog, but or the list, but I played SpongeBob SquarePants and the Cosmic Shake.
That's a new one.
The new one.
Yeah.
Dude, it was really fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it so fun?
I think because it really appeals to longtime fans.
Okay.
Because it does reach a lot of the nostalgic bucket, if you will.
Yeah.
By referring to previous episodes, jokes, long-running jokes, all the characters' performances, like they didn't phone in anything.
That's cool.
They really put in time and effort.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that one I think people are kind of skeptical on. Skeptical.
Yeah.
On because SpongeBob games have not been great in recent years. They've been really.
I don't know.
I've
never
know.
played a SpongeBob game.
That's the thing. I don't know if it applies to you as much.
Yeah.
But I recommend it. It's fun. It's it feels like a movie. Feels like like SpongeBob movie where
That's
it's like
fun.
grand adventure.
Yeah.
Having fun with everybody. It had some pretty cool level structures that I haven't seen in many or I haven't seen in a while. Very much
just like a platformer?
Yeah, very much akin to like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, like like a PS2 platformer.
Cool.
Modern day. But yeah, it was just fun, simple. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, I recommend it. It's cheaper, $40.
Oh.
Or
GameFly.
Right, that's how I played it.
Yeah.
Good old GameFly.
GameFly.
Dude, it's paying out.
I know.
I've been waiting. I do really want to do Dead Space.
Yeah.
And that's at the top of my GameFly list. I'm too cheap.
To buy it.
To buy it, yeah. So I'm hoping I get it soon, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I just want to throw it out there for fans of SpongeBob because I know some people are like, not sure about it.
Sure.
Because they're like, is it gonna be boring? Like, because modern day SpongeBob, people don't really like. So the game was kind of iffy, but I can give it a pretty solid recommendation.
Nice.
If you like PS2 3D platformers, if you like collectathon-esque games, it hits it.
Cool. I feel like it should feel like an episode or a movie if it's a property like that.
Yep.
Like I remember playing. Did you ever play the Powerpuff Girls game on PS2?
I did.
It kind of feels like an episode.
Yeah.
So I remember it being fun. I mean, it's very low tier gameplay or anything like that. But I don't know. It's a Powerpuff Girls game.
Yeah. That's what's fun of it is the story.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay is not great.
Yeah.
But,
right. Exactly.
But yeah, if you're a fan of Powerpuff Girls, does its job.
It does a job.
It does a job.
It does someone's job.
Someone.
Yeah.
It did it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't
Uh-huh.
think. Did I have anything else on the list? What else did I put? Oh, did you start or download Hi-Fi Rush yet?
No, I got nervous too because isn't it? It's another rhythm game, right?
Yes.
Okay. It looks amazing.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm convinced rhythm games might be my favorite genre
I
ever.
love them.
Well, I like when rhythm games mix with other games.
Sure. So what's the deal with this one?
So this one is Devil May Cry meets
Wow.
rhythm game.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, you hit to the beat. Your enemies dance and you have to dodge to the beat. But it's a hack and slash. X and Y. You hit combos. You dodge attacks.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild twist on it. Same developer who did Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Weird.
Yeah, and it was a shadow drop. There was no one knew it was coming.
Yeah, I just
No
thought
mention.
on Game Pass all of a sudden.
Completely out of the blue.
Really?
Yeah, it's honestly I haven't even finished the first level. It's pretty long, the first level, but lots of tutorials. It's very much like
Okay.
be prepared to learn a lot because it
Yeah.
is. I mean, you're mixing two systems together.
Right.
So to teach someone how to play a hack and slash
Yeah,
and
it's
a
a whole
rhythm
thing.
game, yeah, it's crazy, but super stylish.
Mhm.
The every animation is like
Is
crispy,
that good?
and they move very much the Spider-Verse, where it's like choppy. I don't know what to call that, like a comic book effect.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what you call that. I know what you mean.
Yeah, choppy in a good way, like
Right, because it's like a fluent animation,
Yeah.
but it has like a rigidness to it at the same time somehow. I don't really know.
I couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But it is crazy. It's
yeah.
it's wild. It's super fun. So I'll report back when I play it more. But
Okay.
even not finishing the first level, I can tell I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the art alone, I was like, this looks pretty sick.
Mhm.
I downloaded 007 or
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Yeah.
Did you play it yet?
Not yet.
No.
I just downloaded it the other
That's
day.
gonna be fun.
I was like, I really want to play this. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it. I'm still finishing Tomb Raider, and I started up Silent Hill again on stream the other
Yes.
day. Which I gotta get through it this time because it's so funny. It's weird to me. I started that game probably 4 years ago, like
Yeah.
my replay.
I was gonna say you've beaten it before.
Yeah, I've beaten it before, but I started playing it years ago just to play through them all again because it's been so long since I played 1 through 4,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so long ago now that I was like, oh, I'll just start it over.
Yeah.
But it's so weird to me how my memory works with a lot of things, I guess, but particularly video games. This happened with Alan Wake recently too, because I put in the remake. It's like I feel as if it's been so long that everything's gonna feel new.
Yeah.
But then after playing Silent Hill for like 20 minutes, I was like, oh man, this feels like I just played it.
It's still fresh.
And same thing with Alan Wake. Like I ran down the first set of stairs and I was like, oh my god, I feel like I just played this. It was probably 12 years ago I played that game or something. I don't know when Alan Wake came out, but I'm sure it was a long time ago.
It could have really been 12 years.
Yeah, it probably was. So that's just a funny thing with Silent Hill because I played for like an hour and a half the other night, died tragically in the pool. So dumb, cornered by a couple babies.
Dude.
But it just feels funny because it's like I haven't played it in so long, but it felt like, all right, yeah, I got to get up to the point that I don't remember because I'm gonna get bored if I don't blast through this.
Yeah.
It's just weird how it sits in my brain, and then as soon as I start playing it, all those memories are triggered, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember everything.
Well, you'll want that knowledge for the puzzles because the Silent Hill puzzles can be pretty brutal.
This is one of the first times where I realized like the puzzles in the school are referenced in The Office, but they're 3 separate puzzles on different floors, and they're all related to the clock tower in the courtyard. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's their puzzles. I remember because I streamed it last year.
Yeah.
And dude, I got stuck so much.
Yeah.
There were some puzzles where I was like, huh?
Yep.
Who?
I also know there's like a secret VHS you can find and play in an apartment or something.
Yeah.
And I want to find that.
Because I think you had to play one in the school or the hospital.
Yes.
And then
it's one of those two.
And then you had to go to the like hotel or whatever later on. But you had to like carry it through multiple things to get a different ending.
Yeah.
Like, it's very cryptic.
It really is. I want to find that because it's weird and creepy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Who doesn't like weird and creepy?
I can't think of anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all I got.
That's it?
Pretty good report of the week, if you will.
I will.
You will.
Yeah. I don't have anything else either. I got a bunch of stuff lined up for this week, so next week I'm sure it'll be.
Plus, we're recording early. So.
We are recording early. It feels different.
It feels different.
Different.
France.
But just a reminder, you can find us everywhere at the Keep Up Podcast. That is Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, patreon.com/the Keep Up. You can find Tim everywhere at Collection Revolution. You can find me at ATA Raps, animatronic on all streaming platforms. And what else? Oh, Brett in the Dark. If you want to find me on twitch.tv/Brett in the Dark, you can find me there. And oh, dude, you have the cat lady?
I do.
I want to play that game.
Oh, I forgot to talk about Madison. That game's creepy. Anyways.
I was just gonna let you have that.
Yeah.
We would typically ask chat to give us some words for Tim's End Babble.
Mhm.
Did you want to talk about Madison, or you want to wait till next week?
No, next week.
Okay, cool.
It's fine.
If you guys are here in chat, I know it's light because of when we're recording.
Yes.
Throw us some words for
If you got
Tim's
some-
End Babble.
Yeah, if you got some words for us. If not, we'll do the old classic way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I got some things on the top of my brains.
Yes. But next week we will be live on Twitch at our normal time.
Mhm.
On Thursday at whatever time.
Yeah,
6?
between 5 and 6, I think.
Yeah.
Or 5:30 and 6.
5:30 and 6.
We'll
Yeah.
be ready to go. And also the other thing I want to throw out there, we've only done it once so far this year, I think, but if you have any recommendations for us that you want us to pull from for the next episode, comment on Instagram, let us know.
Yeah, because we
Shoot us a
want it.
message. We want it. And that's it. Your theme
Yes.
is going to be Meat Mug.
You got it.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.
The broth of the ancients. Fill up the mug with greatness as you slurp down the meaty brine that comes from the carcass of Gody Bumsky. Your mug will only taste like meat. And good old Gody Bumsky has one word for you. Bah. And so I'll leave you with this. If you're drinking meat from a mug, please get a plate or a bowl. You don't need to be drinking mug meat. Thank you.
Amazing.
True insanity as always. Oh, my arm.
Oh, my hair's got a weird dent in it now.
Dude, why you got head dents?
I don't know.
That's my hair's. I don't know what's going on
I'll
here.
clean this up. I know you got a stream now.
Dude, I got nothing to do.
Oh,
That's
dude.
it. Everyone hates me.
Everyone hates me.
Oh, stretch.
Stretch, my God.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm going to end stream and turn it right back on because the VOD, we'll cut off the VOD here for YouTube purposes. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you don't edit these, so we have to do like a legit.
Yeah, we had to do a thing.
Sorry, guys, this part's new to us.
No, you're nude. What? Huh?
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Find us in all the places. Stuff in the description.
Stuff in the description. Bye.